Hey friends, welcome back to She's So Dramatic. Thank you for joining me on this journey as I explore theater art, book reviews, and lifestyle. I am cracking up because this is like take number 67. Y'all should have seen me about 20 minutes ago trying to chase the sun around my house, looking for the natural light. For those of you that film for a living, my hat is off to you. I don't have any special equipment or anything like that. I'm literally just filming on my phone, so I have to utilize natural light. And yeah, I've been in like every window in my house. Anyway, let me hurry up before I lose this light. On today's episode of Digital Storytelling, I wanted to share some of my favorite things. So we're going to call this the Fall 2020 edition of She's So Dramatic Faves. I really wanted to film this in my kitchen because so much of what I have for you is food related, but that's okay. We're going to make it do what it do. We're in one of my other favorite rooms in my home, which is my library. So let's get started. Let's talk about just the season itself. Fall is my absolute favorite time of the year. It is just something about the leaves changing, something about the idea of harvest, something about cooler weather coming in, getting ready for soups and chilies and gumbos and fireplaces and cozy sweaters and just all of the things. So I usually drive my family crazy around this time of year, but it's the thing that brings me joy, and I am all about doing the things that bring you joy. So the first thing that I wanted to share is just a little bit of decor. Now, I will say that I'm definitely not the biggest home decorator. Like, I'm definitely not on a B. Smith level or anything like that. I do what I can with what I have, depending on what the budget is. But we were blessed recently to be able to purchase a new home. So we are in a new space, and I definitely want to make it our own. I definitely want to dabble even more into decorating. So when Hobby Lobby began to put out all of their fall decorations, I feel like I scored a little bit on one of my favorite items. And I'll pan my camera down just a little bit to show you this pumpkin that I have sitting on the floor in my library, and it has the little twinkle lights inside of it. It is so stinking cute to me. That is one of my favorite things in the home right now. I actually purchased two of them, so I have one sitting on my porch as well. And I think what I'll do is pop in a little picture or maybe a video of what the porch looks like at night with this pumpkin lit up. It is too cute. So here is my very minimal decor for the porch, and here's that little pumpkin. I'm so cute. Love it. Okay, so chances are if you are a fall lover like I am, then you also love pumpkin spice everything. I know I do. So another one of my faves for the season is this International Delights Pumpkin Spice Creamer. And what I like to do is pair this with the Starbucks Maple Pecan K-Cup. So this is a really good combination if you're a coffee drinker. This is good together. So check this out. And then also on the subject of pumpkin spices, I love pumpkin butter. Does anybody else? I really love not just pumpkin butter, but really apple butter too in the fall. But my favorite pumpkin butter has always been this Trader Joe's pumpkin butter. And I just like to put this on toast, on bagels, on anything really. I like the texture of the one from Trader Joe's and the spice of it. This has been my favorite all this time, but I think I have a new favorite now. A couple of weeks ago, my friends and I went to this historic orchard and vineyard about an hour away from us, and we got to do all of the fall things like the apple picking, the hay rides, the apple cannons. So I will see if I can insert some footage and some pictures from that trip. It was just a girls' day. We decided to make a day out of it, and it was really, really enjoyable. As much of a horror fan as I am, this is my dream, to get lost in a corn maze. Ooh. Horror nerd. Y'all remember Children of the Corn? Ah, ah. So, on that epic Girls' Day trip, we picked up some things from their little country store, and one of the things is this pumpkin butter. So this is made right there at the orchard, and I have to say this is fast becoming my new favorite. It's definitely smoother than the Trader Joe's pumpkin butter, and it's not quite as spicy. But as you can see, I am killing this one. I really have been enjoying this one. I also picked up the Weston Orchard apple butter. I just have not cracked into this one yet, but I'm looking forward to that as well. We also, since it was an orchard and a vineyard, we got to do a little wine tasting, and so I walked away with this Weston Rosé. This was my favorite in the wine tasting. Even though it's a rosé, it's not too sweet. I really don't like wines that are too sweet, so this one was a good one. I'm enjoying this one. Speaking of wines, so I have been turned on to this wine, this brand called 19 Crimes. Have you guys ever heard of it? I had not. We had a get together and had some friends come over a couple of months ago, and they brought this wine, and I am just loving it. So 19 Crimes is known for featuring a different person on their label depending on which flavor of wine or which type of wine it is. And it's always going to be like someone who's notorious for breaking the rules or kind of the bad boy figure. So this one, this Cali Red version, has Snoop on it. I love it. I love it. Not only does this taste really good, but I just love the idea of Snoop being on the cover of this one. So the back of the bottle says 19 Crimes tells the true story of rule breakers who beat the odds, overcame adversity, and went on to become folk heroes in their society. So I love this. Now, for red wines, I typically gravitate toward blends because I really don't like dry red wine. So this one is a blend, and it's not too sweet. Again, I don't like sweet wines, but this is so cool. Now, if you download the app and you hold it up to the label of the bottle, it'll talk to you. That is so cool. So I'll insert some footage of me doing that with the Snoop Dogg Cali Red version. I also bought another one because this one is so popular, apparently, at least in my area, that it's hard to find. And so I went for months not being able to find it. And so I picked up this other one, this other red wine. I don't even know who this guy is. And I picked up this other one, hoping that I would like it as much. I have not tried it yet, but we'll see. And I have not tried this little label trick on this one yet, so I'll do that as well, and I'll insert that footage. But it's just so cool, so cool.
I believed in myself when the world tried to train a dog not to. Gotta thank myself for that. I already did, but I'm gonna do it again. Glasses up. Let's make a toast to success and nothing less. Yes, sir. They call me the Dog Father, king of the West Coast, and I was born to defy society.
Okay, let's see. Talked about pumpkin spice everything. Talked about wine. Oh, I know. Two more things. So I have been experimenting with makeup lately. Now, I don't know why we can't go nowhere, but I've just always wanted to up my makeup game. So I have just been introduced to the Juvia's Place brand, and I know I'm late because this has been around for a while, but this one is called the Warrior Palette, and I really love the colors in this one because I'm a neutral girl, and isn't that pretty? So this one has just a couple of mattes, 3 mattes it looks like, but mostly shimmers. According to the website, it says that they are inspired by the vibrancy of the continent of Africa. And so all of their palettes, when you look at them, they are just so rich and vibrant, just like the website says. So I really like this one. This is the one I've been experimenting with. There's another one that I bought that I just have not tried yet, and this one is called, this palette is called Nubian 3. That's the name of this one. And look at the colors. That is so pretty. I've been experimenting with blue lately too. Y'all, I'm just having so much fun in my 40s, let me tell you. Okay, last thing. Okay, so we cannot have a favorites video without including a favorite book. And so this is one that I have really been enjoying this fall, and I can honestly say this has been one of my favorites. This is Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. And this is the book, y'all. This is the book that they've made an HBO series out of. Incredible, incredible journey of magical realism and thriller and sci-fi and black history, honey. Okay? But yeah, this book, if you're not familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, which I was not, H.P. Lovecraft was a writer from the 1920s and 30s who was famous for this really unique genre of mixing gothic with sci-fi, with fantastic realism and magic and horror and just all of these things mixed together. Now, my understanding is that he really did not achieve fame in his lifetime. It wasn't until after he had already passed away that people began to discover his books and they became really popular, and now he really does have a cult following for this particular genre. But also, in addition to his writing style, he's known for being racist AF. Yeah. So what Matt Ruff did in writing this book is he's telling a story, and gosh, I wonder if I should do a separate review about it because I don't want to give anything away. But basically, he has set this story in the 1950s, right smack dab in the middle of Jim Crow, and it's a family drama, but it's also a thriller. And what he has done is he's kind of personified or monstrified, I like to say, all of the evils of Jim Crow. Hey, so as I was editing this footage, I realized that I wanted to clarify something. So Matt Ruff, the author of this novel, although he uses H.P. Lovecraft's same style, the same fantastical elements and sci-fi and magic, and even some of the monsters have been named the same things that Lovecraft used back in the 20s. Even though he's using that style, he is countering Lovecraft's racism, right? Because Matt Ruff's story has a black family at the center of the narrative, and we get to see them use their power and find their agency and fight for their legacy. And it is just, for me, it's like a big middle finger to the legacy of Lovecraft, because he is confronting racism. He's confronting Lovecraft's racism using Lovecraft's style. Now, if that don't deserve a chef's kiss, I don't know what does. So shout out to Matt Ruff. Shout out to Matt Ruff and all the allies. Okay, back to the video. Crow. It's a really, really good concept. And let me tell you, this HBO series that was created by Misha Green, Sister Girl killed it. Killed it. It's 10 episodes. They're going to air the last episode this Sunday. So by the time you watch this video, all 10 episodes will have been aired. But it is definitely worth checking out. People are so serious about this series. There have been syllabi created for it. There's a podcast for it. I'm actually part of a Facebook group where we talk about each episode because there's so many historical gems hidden in each episode. It is really good. For someone like me who is a dramaturg and a researcher for the theater, I have just been eating this up, the whole thing. And a theater dramaturg is basically the person that does the inquiry, that does the research, that does the contextual discovery, asks the questions why, and compiles all of that information and research and context and history and presents that to the cast and crew so that they can deliver their most authentic work. That's what a dramaturg does. So all of this, man, the book, the episodes, the syllabi, the podcast, the Facebook discussions, this has been my jam this fall. So I've really been enjoying this. Be sure to check this out if you have not already. I think you will really, really enjoy it. So that's all that I have for you today on this fall 2020 edition of My Favorite Things. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This was pretty fun. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be an extra blessing, hit that like button and share the video. So you guys have a great rest of your day. And until we meet again, remember to find the beauty in everything. Bye, y'all.